Hello everybody, and time for some more League of Legends. This time around, I am looking at Solo Top, and I will be looking at Yorick. So, a little history on Yorick. Yorick ended up getting released back around one of the bigger tournaments, and when he was released, he was utterly unplayable. Like, he was so drastically underwhelming. Um, he could not win basically any lane matchups. He couldn't really do anything. He was really, really bad. And shortly thereafter, he got sweeping changes. But something that's very interesting is that they actually did release the champion spotlight for it, and it was when Freak had actually just got back from the tournament, and the champion spotlight was just it it was meant to be a joke, I think, mostly because it was just not serious at all. But they cleaned up Yorick shortly thereafter, and he became a really strong champion, I feel. So let's talk about runes and masteries. Rune-wise, I'm running attack damage marks, attack damage quints. These are both flat, as well as flat armor, seals, and flat magic resist glyphs. Mastery wise, 9, 21, 0. What you'd expect for your standard AD offensive masteries, except I opt for cooldown reduction instead of the attack speed. And then obviously in defensive, picking up my health resistance, etc. So let's look at our lane. We're against an Elise. Now, I think we're going to be able to do fine against Elise. We should be able to out-poke her. That's definitely Yorick's strong point, is in lane. He is just very, very, very pokey. A common joke with Yorick is that Yorick walks into a bar and there is no counter, which is pretty accurate. There's very few champions who give Yorick any kind of trouble in lane just because he is so pokey and so sustain heavy. So let's take a quick look at the other lanes. Ari's against Ari's against Evelyn. I haven't seen Eve mid in a while, so I have no idea how that's gonna go. We have Twitch Alibot versus Kate Tarek. I think Twitch is better than Kate. Not necessarily early game, and I don't really care for Alistair or Tarek, to be honest. I don't think either of them are the best supports. I think Alistair's better in team fights, but that's not saying a lot, really. Jungle-wise, they have Zed. We have Kha'Zix. I like Kha'Zix a lot better for jungling, and I like him a lot better for team fights as well. That being said, Zed can get really scary if he snowballs. So we're gonna go with a kind of a safe kind of sustainy lane. So what we'll do is we'll grab a flask, a ward, and a health pot. This will give us some in-lane sustain, coupled with our own sustain. So Kha'Zix's going to start blue. We're going to give him a leash. While we're doing this, I will discuss Yorick's skills. So let's talk about Yorick's skills. His passive is Unholy Covenant. For each active summon Yorick takes 5% reduced damage, and his basic attacks deal 5% more damage. You can have this up to 20%. Another thing is that Yorick's goals gain 35% of his stack damage. Health, not really that relevant. It's not so much a passive as just something that happens. Moving on from Unholy Covenant, we have Omen of War. What Omen of War does is make Yorick's next attack deal extra physical damage and summon a Spectral Ghoul for up to 5 seconds. The Spectral Ghoul deals additional damage per hit and moves faster than other ghouls. While the ghoul is active, Yorick also moves 15% faster as well. Moving on from that, we have Omen of Pestilence. It's a short-range AoE target ability. It summons a decaying ghoul that lasts for up to 5 seconds as well. When the ghoul arrives, it deals damage and slows, and then it also will attack and continue to slow nearby enemies for a lesser amount. Moving on from that, we have our E, which is what we're going to start with, Omen of Famine. This is a targeted ability. It deals physical damage, I do believe. No, it deals magic damage but scales off AD. This ghoul initially does damage when you use it on someone and heals Yorick for an amount. And then the ghoul will also continue to attack for up to 5 seconds and continue to heal Yorick for an amount of the damage it does. Moving on from that, and this is one of Yorick's really, and this is, I think, is what makes Yorick. Yorick is his ultimate, which is Omen of Death. What Omen of Death does is it summons a spectral revenant of the target allied hero. Champion, I guess. Wow, why am I thinking hero? And this ally deals a percentage of the target's ally's attack damage and lasts for 10 seconds. So it's really strong on hyper carries like Vayne, and something to note about hyper carries like Vayne. Stuff like Silver Bolts and that kind of thing will proc from the Revenant as well. The Revenant does its own, so that's something really to note, which is another thing that makes it really strong on someone like Vayne. Notice us there bullying the Elise. So it is real. Yorick is a really, really strong pick with a Vayne if the Vayne is going to snowball. Like if you are confident the Vayne is going to snowball, Yorick is a very, very powerful pick. And it also gives your ally that extra lifeline in case they die. They get to come back for a short time, which again can help someone like Vayne clean up team fights. Put on the harass. So we'll go down here and drop our award. Bam. So the one thing about Yorick is in lane he is very, very, very mana intensive. Up here with that. Yorick doesn't really like a lot of what Yorick does in team fights is he contributes basically with peeling, as well as giving that extra damage by giving you basically a second ADC, which is just fantastic. Toss out the Omen. So let's talk about how you want to harass as Yorick, because I think that's important. You want to drop Omen of Pestilence first, and then follow it up with an Omen of Famine. What this does will give you the slow from the Decaying Ghoul, which will let your Omen of Famine stick to the target easier. Which is always a nice thing. And we'll just keep last hitting. So basically, yeah, like you want to go in like, well, not quite like that. And then the repel avoiding most of my damage there, but it's okay. It's all good. I think we could have went a more aggressive start, actually, just looking at this, because she's not really able to do much of anything. And there, that's why we toss in the Omen of Pestilence first, because you see there we got a couple extra attacks from the ghouls. If we didn't have the Omen of Pestilence, probably wouldn't have got as much damage as we did. Because of the slow, it helps both the Decaying Ghoul as well as the other one. And now we'll just ignore Zed. Come in here. Last hit. Last hit that. Throw Ghoul on that. So let's talk about ghouls for a moment. Now, the great thing about ghouls is that they will prioritize champions. This is somewhat problematic sometimes when you're trying to sustain. If someone just sits at the back there, it will sometimes make your ghoul just run off and chase them, and you won't get any healing back. But on the same note, it's also good for keeping people zoned because they can't get near the minions if you toss in a ghoul. So we'll hit that. So one of the best items to really build on Yorick is a mana moon. And I really want to go back and get my Tear of the Goddess right now, but we have such a big minion wave that it's really hard to justify doing it. But you really want to get your Tear of the Goddess as soon as possible so you can start stacking it. So I think what we'll do is we'll let this wave push to the tower and we'll kill them at the tower and then we'll go back. Throw another rank of Famine. I max Famine first. It gives us a fair amount of damage as well as the sustain. We'll wait for Kha'Zix to come up here first. We'll ask him to cover top so we can go back and get our tier. Let's toss a Decaying Ghoul there, get some AoE damage. Alright, Kha'Zix going in for gank. We literally have no mana to do anything with that, but whatever. So we're back. Like I said, we're going to recommend it. We'll grab Tear of the Goddess. We'll grab Boots, and since we're against a magic user, we'll grab a Negatron Cloak from that. And then, just to be more safe, because everyone should do this, we'll buy a Vigil Ward. Then we'll head back top. What this is going to do, this will give us a lot more mana so we can keep up the harass. This will give us some magic resist to deal with Elise, some movement speed, which is always nice, as well as that ward coverage in case Zed tries to be a meanie. So we're going to build this into a Spirit Visage, which will give us, again, more magic resist cooldown reduction, which is always great for spamming ghouls, and gives us the extra healing benefit as well from our Omen of Famine. And we're going to build, of course, the tier into our Mana Moon, which will give us a lot of damage. And then Boots. I'm still debating what boots we're going to get. I'm thinking, however, we're going to go Ninja Tabi, but on the same note, they do have a decent amount of CC, even if I'm not seeing it right now. And then we'll just get some more harass in there. Drop our ward. Take a little bit of harass from Zed, doesn't really matter though. Drop another healing ghoul. As you'll see there, well, I'm not sure what Elise is doing, but God, probably shouldn't have flashed there. Couldn't quite get to him, but whatever. We'll throw down our healing ghoul. Got the kill on Elise, which is always great. Zed calling us bad. Yeah, we made a mistake there, but we're perfectly fine. So yeah, we'll just push this tower now. Our other lanes are just doing spectacularly. Bottom, well, we have one death on our Ari and one death on our Kha'Zix, but really that's not going to hurt us too much. Ari got her lane tower, so that's always a great thing. We're out of mana, so I think we're safe to back real quick. We can finish our Merc Treads, let's say. That'll give us, well, actually, let's grab a longsword, and you know what? We'll also grab cloak for that as well. We'll sell our flask as well. It's not going to be useful anymore, and we'll grab 2 wards. In case we have to reward. Well, we're not. It's not in case we'll have to reward top. We will. At least gonna push the tower a little bit. Shouldn't be able to drop it. You'll notice Elise is being very bad at pushing this tower because she should be in spider form with her minions pushing it, but she's not, and that's not okay. So a little interesting trick you can do with Yorick that I haven't mentioned, and that's a little handy thing to know. Is if you drop a ghoul in a bush, the decaying ghoul, it'll actually reveal the bush and attack people in the bush. So that's very handy to have. We'll push the lane hard because we can. Come down here. We'll drop a ward both here and drop one in try as well. Get on some more harass. And we'll bam. Some more harass. Take a couple tower hits, but we're fine. And then again, we'll keep the tower pushed hard. Mid is missing, they might be coming top, but we have that warded, so we're kind of safe. Up another decaying ghoul. Or not decaying, an omen of famine. A hungry ghoul. Max, get another rank in our revenant. Drop another ghoul. That'll get us a kill on the Elise. Tell her Ari good job, because positive reinforcement, yeah! So we'll drop this tower. And then we'll drop another omen and give this tower a little bit more push. Twitch dying bottom as well as the support because of Evelyn. Not a good thing, but we're doing really fine top, so. The problem is if Twitch falls behind, that means I'm not going to have as much power in team fights, but should be fine. We're gonna get our mana moon. We might as well. That'll give us some extra damage. Can't really get anything else by 2 more wards. Looks like they're going for dragon. We should probably go in. Well, we're not gonna be able to stop me. We go straight for it, but we might be able to clean up a bit. They're all Mia, which is never a good thing. Let us go back top. We'll ward up our stuff again. We'll drop. Put one at Baron and one at Try. You'll notice I'm using pink wards instead of greens. I'm doing this because they have an Evelyn, and we don't want her like sneaking up on us. We'll push the lane hard. Why not? Keep it pushed hard. And we'll head down here. Looks like our Ari is getting majorly ganked, and Kha'Zix is going in as well. We might as well go in and help as well, see if we can clean up a bit. Something tells me Zed is going to come through this bush, maybe? Maybe not. This is red up. No, it's red's down. At least pushing top, but that's fine. Something might go down in river there, so I want to keep an eye on that. Dead smiting the Wraith, whatever. At least it's coming down, so we need to be careful. Not sure where our ADC is. Looks like he's pushing bottom. Okay. We'll back off. And the Evelyn coming in. Twitch still sitting bottom, not getting the tower either. Definitely not worth it. We'll grab our Merc Treads. And then another ward. At least push the top. We'll go up here to stop her, as well as get some farm and push the lane out. I'm really not afraid of Elise anymore. Notice there we poked her fairly well. Keep her backed off. You notice there that we won the trade, so I max Omen of War second for trading like that, but you could go Omen of Pestilence for a safer poke harass. Drop the ward here. They're all Mia, which is never a good thing. We need more wards really on the map. Just tossing that out there to everyone. We'll just come here, drop, boom. That'll let us push. Unless the ghouls all decide to chase her, which, again, that's kind of a disadvantage to ghouls, but it also forces her to back off. So Zed and Caitlyn are coming this way. You can definitely take advantage of this. Oh, we even caught the Eve out, which is fantastic. We'll ulti on the Twitch. Boom. Great. Twitch however going really passive and backing the fuck off for some reason. I don't understand that, but or at least getting top. Not really anything we could do about that. I'll back off. Twitch got Kate, I guess that's good. It's a little late, but we'll grab a Spirit Visage. And we'll look at Cloth Armor. Grab another Warrington Omen of War, which is great, fantastic. So we're gonna go Frozen Heart next. This will give us more mana as well as a ton of armor and the slow debuff for Caitlyn, as well as I guess Zed to a lesser degree, and even Elise when she's in spider mode. We have blue buff, so we can just spam all the skills on minions. Pick up the kill on Zed because of his bad positioning, which is fantastic. We'll tank the tower there while putting some harass on them. That's always a good thing. Put on some more harass. We'll take the bullet there, because why the fuck not? Alright, so we should back off because they're going to be up soon. We don't have quite enough for a Warden's Mail, so we'll grab another one of these as well as some more of these. We really need to get some health. That'll probably be what we go for next after Frozen Heart. So we're gonna drop a ward at Baron. Hopefully our team's gonna come in for the cleanup, which is great. Do we have enough for Warden's Mail? No, we're still short. We get our board on Baron at least. It's still worth it overall. I don't understand where his pink is. Does he have an oracles? Okay, yeah, he has an oracles. Focus got messed up. We really should have jumped on the Caitlyn there, and we didn't. And then we'll... we'll drop... bam. Alright, we really need to back off. Now we can get our Warden's mail, finally. Bottom tower got pushed out by minions, which is great. We'll head up top here, see what we can do. Kill the silly Zed for pushing with no vision whatsoever. Boys and girls, that's what happens when you push with no vision. You get attacked by bulls and bug things and gravediggers and fox ladies. Last one's not so bad, but the other three is not as enjoyable, I feel. So we still have very little map coverage, which is making me really uneasy. Stun on me doesn't really actually do anything, but so you'll notice my damage isn't amazing. But my job isn't really to damage, my job is to make the ADC do damage. Well, sort of. Basically, like, in Teamfights, my whole job is essentially to Revenant Twitch, and then he explodes people. Our Twitch, however, is not very good. He did do well on dodging the Peacemaker there, but so what are we gonna build next? Well, that's an interesting question. We've got a fair amount of magic for this. We got a fair amount of armor. Now, looking at this, the recommended actually isn't too bad for Yorick. We could go War Mode for the extra health. We could go a Trinity Force. Well, I'm actually a really big fan of Iceborne Gauntlet. But we really need health is the thing, so... we'll have to consider that. We could go with Sunfire Cape for the extra aura damage as well as health, which is not a bad choice. We get instant free damage on Zed. Didn't really need to pop a shadow there, it's not like I was doing a lot of damage, so... and then we'll back off here, so tower de-aggros, bam. And that's how we do it. Our Ari is so good with her charms. I'm not really that worried about Elise, honestly. We'll drop one tower, drop a ghoul, get some health back. Drop another ghoul for the damage increase, drop that ghoul. We could push the Nexus, it doesn't look like people want to though, it seems. They'd rather go for kills. But we got the Nexus, so that is a good game. I hope this video helps with your Yorick experience. Remember, always subscribe, comment, dislike, like. It's up to you really, but they all help. Leave feedback, and of course, if there's a champion you're interested in seeing, leave me a comment and I'll see what I can do about it. I'm kind of just doing them at random now, so... anyways, I will see you all next time.